is engaging community members. And some of you are, working on, Dr. Guha told me other day that you are working on Anthropocenes and interested in, nature and climate change and all of those. And the idea of this project was also connecting people with nature about all this stuff, including climate change. That Bangalore city has become so hot, unbelievably hot. It goes up to 40 degrees Celsius, which we could not even believe it in 90s. Right? I remember it was 30 degrees and people would say, "Oh, it's so hot." So this change, we are in a crisis right now. Climate is changing, right? We need to do something. And the other thing is that we may not be able to stop developers, but how could we work with developers to have space? How could you reconcile? How could you have space for other animals too? I mean, we have been trying different ways of conserving habitats, right? And majority of the focus so far has been on the places that already are conserved, like wildlife sanctuaries and national parks and other protected areas. But beyond protected areas, there are spaces which also have wildlife. And how could you conserve those? How could you make people understand it? How could you connect people? So that's why I think we need to go to the people, to the community members. You have to engage them through different techniques, like storytelling, like literature, like, one thing we are trying to do now is looking at the literature of Tamil and Malayalam and Kannada to see, even in Sri Lanka, to see where there are mentions of fluorescence, and to understand their perception. In Tamil Nadu, rural areas, they would say, "Why are you studying lorises? They are ugly." In Bangalore city, they would say, "Oh, wow, lorises. They're like literally like charismatic mini fauna." The Madras also has this little pocket where they used to have lorises. In fact, you probably know or heard of Gopal Gandhi, who was our governor. His wife Tara Gandhi, who is a good friend of ours, she actually done surveys of lorises in Tamil Madras, in Kalakshetra. So there are people are interested, but people don't know how to go about it and connecting others. There are a lot of information available in literature. When we go talk to people who are in my student did survey with vendors, street vendors, and farmers and daily wage workers, and that's where she found all this information that not everybody thinks lorises are bad. And the people who are connected to nature, who still worships nature, there are some communities who are still worshipping natures. They know about lorises, but these urban middle class folks don't know much about lorises. Even though we talk about every animal is, especially in Hinduism, all these animals are God and you are supposed to do this and that, but it's not always the truth. And in some places, like in Kerala, they use as medicines loris parts, loris eyes. They would boil them and eat loris limbs also, for having several different things. So these are also problems, and this pet trade is stopped, but still there are illegal pet trades. So how do you make sure that this should not be happening?